Today, our agriculture area is good at 42 million hectares. Our GDP from agriculture is one third of China. And we listen, government airlines 40,000 crore rupees loss, 50,000 crore rupees loss. Where that money is going? That is taxpayers' money. This type of politics should not be there. So we are trying to educate the farmers by sharing the technology. The points I am talking 5-6 points.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. And today we at Krishi Garden are along with Mr. Rajiv Agarwal, the Chairman and Managing Director of Dhanuka Agritech Limited. Welcome, sir.
Namaskar, thank you.
Sir, just have one question, and I'm sure you have a lot to say on it. The government recently has announced and also published a number of volumes on doubling farmers' income. There's a report on it. So, how do you foresee the vision of Dhanuka Agritech Limited to be going towards meeting the aim of the government, and that too during a year which will be celebrated as the 75 years of Indian independence?
Mr. Sunny, thank you for your question. Today it has become a buzzword, doubling farmers' income. But practically, I have written articles in various magazines also. Doubling farmers' income is not going to happen by simple talking. Doubling of farmers' income will happen by taking the new technology and quality agri inputs at their doorstep along with marketing infrastructure. Today you see in big cities, for example, any fruits and vegetable crop, hardly farmer get 10 or 20% what we face. So the new laws which government has made, giving various opportunities and options apart from existing APMC, farmer can sell his produce anywhere. He can do in advance contract also, contract farming. So that way we are taking new technology products, and especially I told you that we are working with 6 Japanese companies. And today, to be honest, there is no original research on pesticides in our country. As for an innovation of a new molecule, new pesticide, the cost is around 2,000 crore rupees and 10 to 12 years time. And that is the reason in last 2 years you would have seen many multinationals has merged or consolidation in the industry because of this heavy cost. Even in Indian registration and commercialization, registration it takes 30 to 50 crores depending upon the years and time taken. Similarly, further 50 to 100 crores in commercialization. Because like pharma, between chemist and consumer, there is one doctor who prescribes. But in pesticide industry, there is no such doctor for farmer who prescribe. It's the company people, their team who are introducing a new pesticide to educate not only the dealers but farmers also by demonstration. Only then new product reaches to market, and then volumes build, and then profit starts. So our company, as you know, I am chairman for FICCI Committee on Crop Protection Chemicals. Recently there were various meetings and we have taken total issues with the government of the reforms. Because our insecticide act say new pesticide registration under section 9(3) should be granted within 1 year, or maximum it can be extended by 6 months. But unfortunately, it's taking 5 to 7 years time, resulting in increase of the cost. So we were having very good meetings, and government has understood if they don't have the manpower, then instead of delaying, why not outsource? And industry has agreed that whatever additional cost for government will come for outsourcing, industry will bear that cost. So one is the second is quality agri inputs. This is another biggest problem. As you say in computer, whatever input, accordingly output will be there. You will be shocked to learn our GDP from agriculture is 1/3 of China. And we talk very big about our agriculture, we have done wonders. But practically we compare, we are nowhere. Rather, I am shy on the present situation of agriculture also. And before 91, there was nothing in China. In 91, India also opened up and China also opened up. Today, our agriculture area is 142 million hectares. China is 128. Our average rainfall is 1000 mm plus. China is 600. But you see their GDP from agriculture, it is 3 times to our country. And if I talk in absolute term, as per a few data, where our GDP from agriculture was just $401 billion, where China was $991 billion. I don't know, we should appreciate, applaud for ourselves, or we have to work more hard. Sometimes question comes, are our farmers not hard working? To be honest, our farmers sweat like anything. We have deprived them from new technology, quality agri inputs. Word over pesticide is done through drones. Still we don't have any drone policy in the country. Regarding quality agri inputs, whatever is the present government system of maintaining quality, it is just a simple eyewash. Because the quota is given to inspectors, you have to draw these number of samples and they go to dealer's shop and collect the sample of any good company. So his formality is also completed and government formality is also completed. We have drawn so many number of samples, so many passed. And it is shocking. The companies who are not known, their sample pass, and the topmost companies who are exporting world over. And as per statement of Secretary Chemical in FICCI meeting 2019, where we are exporting more than 20,000 crore rupees of pesticide to developed countries like US, Europe, Japan. Secretary Chemical has appreciated that he has received appreciation for Indian quality, no complaint. But those companies' samples are failed by our Indian laboratories who does not have any proper instrumentation, proper trained manpower, even proper reference standards. I don't know how they are testing. And we were having a big meeting with additional secretary and joint secretary, and he has appreciated and understood our problem, and he has assured that he will look into the same and will resolve. So we are not working only for our pesticide. Even our team recommends to farmer the pesticide which we do not manufacture, if it is required by farmer. For example, we don't have any pesticide for nematodes in our range, and if nematodes problem, and it can be solved only by nematicide, and we don't have. So we recommend good company nematicide farmers or people. This is your problem, and you have to use this pesticide. This is not manufactured by my company, but this is available from this good company. If you wish, you can use. So we are trying to educate the farmers by sharing the technology, by advocacy with the government, that this spurious and substandard which has become a parallel industry, and you know This parallel industry cannot run without the support of from hi-fi people. I can't say who, maybe these hi-fi people, but now government is also understanding that this nuisance cannot be allowed to continue forever, and we hope our farmers will start getting number one technology, number two quality agri inputs, number three finance, number four market, and other agri inputs apart from pesticide. For example, drip irrigation for water. The water we have in the country, it can irrigate our whole area. But today even we have old technology of flood irrigation. The time has gone of flood irrigation. It is the time for drip or sprinkler irrigation. You know, Israel is a desert country, and now with drip irrigation where they are in the world, they are supplying number of fruits, vegetables to what? Why we can't? So the question is, Mr. Sani, the points I am talking, 5-6 points, I will just like to repeat and close. Number one, first and foremost thing, Gyan, which our one Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji added, Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, Jai Vigyan. And our another Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, while speaking in 2019 National Science Congress, he added Jai Anusandhan, research, innovation. So for success, innovation is needed. So we have to go with the science and innovation. Number two, quality agri inputs. I don't know why politics is running in our country for GM seeds. We are importing edible oil or pulses which are GM, which we are eating, but are not allowing in our country. Why? This type of politics should not be there where the interest of farmer and nation is there. So we should look for future seeds. The way our population is increasing, we cannot feed them without new seeds. Then third, other agri inputs, water. Our Prime Minister, while in his every speech, he is talking about Navachar, new technology, per drop more crop. These have not to be only in slogans, they are to be practically implemented. And it is not possible in a country where more than 14 crore farmers lives in 6.5 lakh villages. Can government alone can reach? I doubt. And the way government people are working, that is the region government has decided to sell public sector companies to private sector, because in government sector there is no efficiency. And once people are becomes inefficient, then it becomes difficult to bring them efficiency unless some sea changes are made. So public-private partnership, and I am thankful to Honorable Prime Minister. He has started realizing and appreciating the business community, that they pay the tax, they give the employment, they a contribution to the country's growth is enormous. So it is only the business people who can run the business smoothly. Not government job is not to run the business. Government job is defense and administration, which is, you see in other countries also. Business is not government job. Where private airlines are earning, and when we listen, government airlines 40,000 crore rupees loss, 50,000 crore rupees loss. Where that money is going? That is taxpayers' money. So taxpayers' money has to be utilized properly, and our farmers should get proper finance, timely finance. They should be trained for marketing also. If farmer only produce, but if it does not market properly, and government should provide the cool chain facilities, warehousing facilities, and government has allocated huge funds for that. If they are properly utilized, so in coming time we expect India will be having evergreen revolution, and it will be not only hub for only pesticide production, but it is going to be hub for world food supply also.
Thank you very much, Mr. Agarwal. It was really pleasing to hear your vision on doubling farmers' income. You've touched quite a number of interesting points like the quality input sourcing for agriculture production, and also have touched upon right there from the beginning of implementing agri inputs right till the post-harvest management, the political dynamics going across, the lack of research and innovation being promoted or being encouraged in the country, and there are certain red tape concerns that we have in the country. But thank you very much, sir, and we look that more people like you come across and definitely make agriculture more beneficial for the farmers, and then the present government's dream of doubling farmers' income by 2022 sees the light of the day. Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you, Sunny.
Thank you.
I wish all the best to your Krishi Jagran, who is doing very good job, because so far farmers or agriculture issue were not highlighted, and so many government people or general people are aware about the facts. Even on 18th March while speaking, the State Agriculture Minister Purushottam Rupala said, pesticides are necessary evils. Today we cannot grow the crops without pesticide or fertilizer, but yes, we should educate the farmers for their right and judicious use. Today any NGO come before and start talking anything, and some of the people start sensitizing unnecessary. So I will request Krishi Jagran to please look all the aspects. If something negative, they should print negative also. We don't want any, but it should be a right and balanced news after verification. If one side is talking something, then you should check up from government machinery or private sector also what is truth. So thank you very much and wish you all the best for Krishi Jagran.